it ends up with fungi. Not like guys who are fun, but fungus.
I had no idea I was chatting with the brilliant mind behind my existence. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to DSK2 Design.
So the optical low pass filter. So this is an optical low pass filter. That's why you see when you put it at the f-stop 22, it bugs out and gives you all that issue. We are going to try and fix it. If I'm unable to fix it, we are in trouble. Now, to be able to do that, I will need a couple of things. All these are spots from the IR glass and runs across. So you don't notice it until post-production when you're editing everything, then you start noticing it. If you zoom out, it's not so obvious. But the moment I go in, then you look at the side, you can be able to see. Now, if you leave it for a long time, then it spreads. So it carries on spreading and it goes through. The way the IR glass is designed, it has layers. So they penetrate through the layers, and that's where the moisture makes the fungus. Even if you go and try to wipe it out, it will never ever come out. The only solution is replacing it, no matter how much you try. And also, if you replace it, if there was any fungus in there like spreading, you have to replace it again. That's the unfortunate truth. We are going to figure out the solution. But if you put it to, let's say if you go down to there, you cannot be able to see it. So depending on your f-stop, no matter how I zoom, it's fine, right? But if I go to 22 and then go in and then come here, we go zoom in a bit, and then we can see all the little spots on the side. So what I need to do is, first of all, take out some of the things so that it can make my work easier. There we go. So we just put everything together because I still need to come back and put it together again. This comes out and stays inside. So it comes out from the back. There we go. Now we have the camera itself. And we just need a container to put all the screws and everything. So now, before I start anything, I'm just going to do a bit of cleaning so that we cannot contaminate anything. This is an alcohol wet wipe, at least to be able to kill a few of the bacteria. You know, you can use a UV light to store your cameras. If you don't have the budget for that, then it's totally okay. You can use my way. You just use gels, dry gels that you can be able to put in the bag. So we're trying to open this because you see here is where the filter is. The green thing that you see is an IR filter. It's like an ND filter. So Blackmagic usually produces them, and the way they produce them is, I don't know whether it's low budget or it's just a thing that they just choose to have it that way. So a lot of times I would be able to do this thing just by myself, like without recording. But it's usually fun also to share the ideas and like for people to be able to see what you're doing and, you know, to help people fix. There's a certain element of helping people or just sharing ideas that is also fulfilling, because a lot of times you assume people know, and then you come to find out not everyone knows. So we're trying to take out the lower part and the top part so that we can get to the green part. So especially like the work that you do it so off head that when someone says, can you explain to me what you're doing? That's when you're like, oh, I have to put it into words, because your brain is so used to it that it doesn't struggle to like think of the words, you know, the action. Let's say if you're good at Excel spreadsheets or accounting, and then you have an intern, then the intern has to learn everything, and you have to teach the intern like all those words and terminology, and sometimes you really have to go and study again to see, like, to figure out what you're doing. Okay, now we've gotten here. Here you have to be careful, because this is where the lens sends information to the camera using these points when they're squeezed together. So we've gotten here. So what I'll try and do is to get to the inner part. No, I need a much thinner object. So you need a blade like this. I see the point. Then you just push it out. The inside one looks okay. It's just a pity that this is the one I was saying. So I'll just show you. Let's see whether we can be able to see it from here. Yeah. So some people are recommending before that you can be able to use like a chlorine-based mold spray, and I don't think that works. It's called delamination, and then this is the product you can be able to get and use it. It's a dual power X cleaning for your V dust and sensor cleaning that they say can be able to work on, like the Olympus also gets a lot of mold, so you can check it out and see whether it works. So if it's the fungus, then the fungus eats away the color filter coating, and it won't be quite the same even if you clean it off. It's also super hard to clean and not worth the time. I would contact Blackmagic and ask if they can be able to purchase a replacement color filter for your original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. You can remove the O-ring surrounding the color filter with tweezers and use a suction pen to pull the glass out, insert a new filter and replace the O-ring. Now, this is what we're trying to do. We have our new filter over here, and we're trying to take this out and put it there. So I need a cloth to place my stuff. So that's one, because I want to clean it to show you guys an example so that you can see that it's actually a problem. So the same alcohol cloth that now I've got a new one. I clean it, right, and then I get what do you call them? Microfiber. Then we try to wipe it, and on the other side, microfibing. Okay, cool. Now we're back again. Now you wouldn't see it because it's a low pass filter. Bring it a little bit closer. You see it? So all that on the side that you're seeing. Now the problem with the camera, like you can say, okay, but it's not bad, I cannot see it. But with the camera now, it magnifies all that and now makes your whole video look grainy. You know, also like when you don't clean your lens, that's the worst thing to get us, like your sensor with in Canon or other cameras, you get like they have a thing like just dust falls. That's why when you're changing your lenses, you need to put them like this, so that when you change the lens, you change it like this instead of like this, because all the dust goes underneath. So you need to turn them like that and then change them. Lots to learn, especially when I was a photojournalist. If you're on the field, you know, you're in the dusty places, you're running, you're trying to, them days you couldn't even buy, like you had like one body and then you had a long lens and then a zoom lens and then you had a normal standard lens, so you had to navigate between the two. Wow. And if you keep on doing that, let's say if you're documenting a demonstration or something, then eventually you start collecting dust. Now you can be able to just get a second body, and we've come a long way. So we leave that first till I figure out how I'm going to take this thing with the suction cup and call your cousin and do all these things that they said you should do. Tweezer. We'll be back. Okay, the way to take out the rubber around it is unfortunately for you to use a bit of strength. So we're going to take this out. You can see it's already trying to come out. Going to use that, and then you have a ring that's out. Second part. So if you don't have a suction cup, you can use brutal force. Just get the parts out. Does it use glue? So I've just pushed it out, cracked the whole screen. I bet that's not the ideal way of doing things. Don't follow my method unless you're confident that if it backfires, you're in trouble. So just trying to clean everything in there to make sure that it's fine before I try to squeeze the other one in. Hope I don't damage it. So I'm not a pro by any level or standard. So viewer discretion is advised and criticism is encouraged. Just trying to look and see what is. Feels like it had some type of glue running across it. Now to the part. I don't want to touch it too much, so I'm going to transplant it the other way without suction cup. Okay, there goes something. Then we're going to wipe it. Let's see. Ooh, she's beauty. And the other side. Just needs a bit of cleaning. And then we'll be superbly in. And then we need the ring. The ring has gone in smoothly. A bit of cleaning again on the edge, on the side. So for me, my strategy is to get a couple of them and then just monitor it and see what happens with time. If there's any change, then I can be able to change them again. And then as I do that, I'll be able to probably invest in the right equipment to be able to change. I don't want to scratch the thing. It already looks like it's about to get scratches. Okay, gotta trust my instincts. Well, there we go. Bye. Should we take it out again? Uh-oh. Assume the dot and the dot should be equal in the same place. Okay. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. Okay, there we go. The glass is in. The IR filter, low pass filter is in. So we'll try and put everything back as fast as possible before it goes south. This you should never change your lens when you're on the other side. Bingo. It's a bingo. Now, moment of truth. Have I got it or did I just fail? That's when it's open. We're going to zoom. So every part looks the part. Very cool. Try it again. Put it on 23. Here is 22. Much better. Now we can see everything. It's going to zoom out a bit. Okay. So even if I increase the f-stop, and because it's a low pass filter, it seems to be okay. No moldy part in it. That being said, yeah, it looks okay. Quite happy with that. Quite happy with that.
Yami wa iki wo hisomete